Ladies and gentlemen, let me start with a simple truth. Life is not always on your timetable. You might think that everything should happen when you want it to and that the universe should align with your every move, but that's not how it works. We are all governed by a force far greater than ourselves. The secret to true success, fulfillment, and peace lies in learning to trust God's timing. Everything happens for a reason and at the right moment. So today I'm going to challenge you to stop fighting against the clock and to embrace what you cannot control. Trust God's timing. The world today moves fast. We live in an era where instant gratification is the norm. Social media gives us a glimpse of others' success, their breakthroughs, their best moments, and it can leave you feeling like you're falling behind. But the truth is, the world doesn't owe you an instant outcome. Your journey isn't anyone else's, and it certainly isn't subject to the standards of today's impatient society. You see, if you want to succeed, you've got to understand that true success comes when you learn to trust that things will unfold as they are meant to in their own time. The key to unlocking your greatness lies in understanding the value of God's timing. The importance of patience in success. Patience. It is the virtue we all ignore, yet it is the most critical component of success. The reason many of you feel frustrated is because you haven't mastered patience. You've been trained by society to expect things instantly. But let me tell you something. Great things take time. You cannot rush greatness. I've seen countless people fail, not because they weren't capable, but because they couldn't wait long enough to see the fruits of their labor. God's timing is a master plan that requires patience. And here's the thing, patience isn't just waiting, it's how you wait. How you endure hardship, how you persevere through adversity, that determines your success. You see, every single great achievement in history was a result of patience. Every billionaire, every innovator, every person who's left a mark on the world had to fight the urge to give up when things didn't happen immediately. They understood that they had to trust the process. They knew that the universe, or God, depending on your belief, works behind the scenes to ensure that when you succeed, you're ready for it. They knew they had to pay the price of delay. You think success is a straight line, but let me tell you it's not. It's a series of twists and turns, and the key is trusting that each turn has a purpose. The truth is, life is designed to build you up before it rewards you. If everything happened quickly and easily, you wouldn't be ready for the magnitude of what you're going to achieve. You need to be tested. You need to develop the skills, the strength, and the character to handle success. That's the whole point of God's timing. It's not about punishment, it's about preparation. And preparation takes time. So next time you feel like you're stuck, remind yourself that the delay isn't a setback. It's an opportunity for growth. Patience isn't passive. It's an active force. You've got to actively trust the process, actively work on yourself, and actively believe that everything you're doing is leading you to exactly where you need to be. Patience will reveal things to you that rushing never will. It will teach you things that hurrying through life cannot. In those quiet moments of waiting, you develop clarity. You see the bigger picture. You begin to understand why you were delayed. You understand that God has been preparing you for something bigger, for something you didn't even know was possible. But in order to step into that space, you had to endure the wait. So remember, patience isn't just a quality you need, it's a muscle that must be trained. And the more you trust God's timing, the stronger that muscle becomes. Embracing the uncertainty. Let's talk about uncertainty for a minute. One of the hardest things for people to do is embrace the unknown. The world wants certainty, but the reality is that life doesn't offer guarantees. You might not know when your breakthrough will come or how it will look. You might not know what your future holds. And that's okay. You don't need to know everything. That's where trust comes in. Trust in the timing of your life. Trust that the uncertainty you're feeling isn't a negative thing, but a sign that you're on the verge of something great. The unknown forces you to step out of your comfort zone. It challenges you to make decisions with the faith that everything will work out. It tests your ability to make decisions when you can't see the full picture. Trusting God's timing means walking into the unknown without the need for constant validation. It means understanding that you don't have to have all the answers to take action. So many people remain paralyzed by fear because they don't have the certainty they think they need. But let me tell you, in that uncertainty is where the magic happens. If you want to win, you need to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. The unknown is the breeding ground of growth, of new opportunities, and of real change. Uncertainty also creates opportunities for innovation. It forces you to be resourceful, to think on your feet, and to solve problems in ways you might never have imagined. The road ahead will never be fully paved, and the more you wait for everything to line up perfectly, the more you'll miss out on your potential. God's timing works through uncertainty, and that's the way life is designed to be. If everything were known, there would be no challenge, no growth, and no opportunity for greatness. Uncertainty pushes you forward, forces you to take risks, and rewards those who are willing to trust that in time, everything will fall into place. Now, I'm not saying you should walk around aimlessly without a plan or direction. No, you still need to take action. But you need to take action with the faith that the results aren't always up to you. They're up to a higher power, a force that is orchestrating everything in its own time. Trusting God's timing means releasing your need for constant control and embracing the unknown. It means accepting that you don't have to know everything, you don't have to see everything, you just need to keep moving forward. The power of trusting the process. We all want things now. We want immediate success, immediate recognition, immediate results. But that's not how the world works. Success isn't instant, and neither is personal growth. The reality is that there is a process to everything. You cannot shortcut it. You cannot skip the steps. The process is just as important as the outcome. Trusting God's timing means trusting the process, no matter how long it takes. You have to understand that everything is unfolding the way it's supposed to, even if you don't fully see it. Think about every successful person you've ever admired. They didn't get to where they are by skipping the process. They had to put in the time, they had to fail, they had to learn, and they had to grow. And more importantly, they had to trust that every setback, every delay was part of their preparation. You can't build something great overnight. You can't force the universe to give you results when you want them. You have to trust that in time, everything will come together. Trusting the process means showing up every day, doing the work, and knowing that it's all leading to something bigger. And this is where most people go wrong. They want the prize, but they don't want to go through the process. They want the glory, but they don't want the grind. But let me tell you something. If you're not willing to endure the process, you're not going to make it. You've got to put in the work. You've got to trust that every step you take, no matter how small, is moving you closer to your goal. And yes, there will be times when you'll want to quit. There will be times when you'll think it's not worth it. But that's the test. Can you keep going when you can't see the finish line? Can you trust that the process is working even when you're not getting instant results? So don't rush the process. Don't try to force things. Trust that everything is happening as it should. Keep moving forward even when the road seems long, because in the end, the process is what prepares you for the success you've been praying for. It's what gives you the strength, the wisdom, and the resilience to handle what's coming. Trust the process and trust that God's timing is always perfect. Handling disappointments with faith. Let me tell you something, disappointment is inevitable. You're going to face setbacks, rejection, and moments when things don't go according to plan. But here's the key. How you handle those disappointments is what matters. It's easy to throw in the towel when things aren't going your way. But trusting God's timing means accepting that disappointments are part of the journey. They are not roadblocks. They are opportunities to learn and grow. Disappointment often feels like a sign that something is wrong, but let me tell you, it's not. It's simply a sign that something is not yet aligned with your purpose. When something doesn't go the way you thought it would, don't look at it as a failure. Look at it as a redirection. God might be protecting you from something bigger or preparing you for something greater. It's all part of the plan. Trust that the disappointment you feel today is making room for something better tomorrow. You've got to trust that the setbacks you face today are preparing you for the success you'll achieve tomorrow. And it's important to remember that disappointment isn't permanent. It doesn't define you. The way you rise from disappointment determines the future of your success. So don't let disappointments derail you. Learn from them. Grow from them. Trust that they're leading you to exactly where you need to be. The role of faith in timely success. Faith is the glue that holds everything together. When you trust in God's timing, you're putting your faith in the process. Faith is what allows you to take action when you don't have all the answers. It's what keeps you going when the road is tough, and it's what gives you hope when things aren't going your way. Faith is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. Without faith, you will falter. You will lose hope. But with faith, you will continue moving forward even when you can't see the finish line. Faith isn't just believing that things will work out. It's knowing that they will work out in the right time. It's understanding that your journey is part of a greater plan and that every moment of your life is leading you toward your destiny. Trusting God's timing means having the faith to believe that everything is happening for your good, even when it doesn't feel that way. It's about trusting that your steps are being guided and that every delay is a divine appointment. Faith gives you the courage to keep going when you want to quit. It's the fuel that powers you through the difficult times. Without faith, it's easy to get lost in the delays, the setbacks, and the failures. But with faith, you can see the bigger picture. You can look beyond the moment and understand that God is working behind the scenes, orchestrating everything in its perfect time. That's the power of faith in God's timing. It keeps you grounded and focused on the ultimate goal, letting go of control. One of the hardest things to do is let go of control. We all like to think that we can dictate our own outcomes, but the truth is, we can't control everything. And when you try to control things that are outside of your power, you only create more stress and frustration. God's timing requires you to release the need for control. It requires you to trust that things will unfold as they should, and that you don't need to manipulate the process. Letting go of control means trusting that there is a higher power guiding your steps. It means accepting that the universe or God knows better than you. You might not understand why things are happening the way they are, but that's okay. It's not your job to understand everything. It's your job to trust and take the right actions. The more you fight against the timing of things, the more you'll struggle. But when you learn to release control, you open yourself up to the flow of life. You allow things to happen naturally. And when you do that, you'll find that everything begins to align. Trusting God's timing requires you to step back, relax, and believe that things are falling into place. The more you let go of control, the more peace you'll experience. Success doesn't come from trying to control every aspect of your life. It comes from trusting that everything happens for a reason, in the right time, and for your good. Embrace God's timing. Stop fighting against it. Stop worrying about the delays, and trust that everything is unfolding the way it was meant to. When you trust the process, when you trust the journey, you will find that success doesn't just come. It arrives at the perfect moment, and arrives when you've become who you needed to be to handle it. Trust the timing of your life. Your greatness is already on its way. Trusting God's timing is about allowing the forces beyond you to guide the course of your life, even when it feels like you're standing still. You see, too many people are in a hurry to get to their destination that they fail to realize the significance of the journey itself. There are lessons to be learned in every step, and growth happens incrementally over time. The longer you fight the process, the more you resist becoming the person who is worthy of the success that's coming your way. You are being prepared for something much greater than you may even realize, but that preparation happens in God's perfect timing. As you move forward, remember that trust is not a passive experience. Trusting God's timing means actively participating in your journey, putting in the work and exercising patience, faith, and persistence, all while acknowledging that there is a greater force at play. No matter how frustrating the delays may seem or how disappointing setbacks feel, the truth is, this is exactly where you are supposed to be. You are exactly where you need to be, preparing for the success that will come. It's all part of the divine plan that you may not fully see yet, but that doesn't diminish its truth or its power. So if you're frustrated with where you are, take a deep breath. Reflect on the progress you've already made. Understand that everything that's happened thus far has been shaping you for the future. The setbacks, the challenges, the moments of doubt, those are the very moments that strengthen you. They prepare you to seize the success that will inevitably come your way when the timing is right. Never underestimate the value of this time of preparation. It's not wasted time, it's the foundation of your future triumphs. To those of you who might feel like you've been waiting for far too long, remember this: your breakthrough is coming. It might not come when you think it will, but it will come when you're ready for it. You can't rush the process. You can't force things. All you can do is show up, work hard, and trust that the timing will be right. Keep your faith strong. Stay focused, and remember that great things are worth waiting for. Never forget this: you are not on your timetable, but God's. Trust that He knows the path you need to walk, the lessons you need to learn, and the obstacles you need to overcome. When the time is right, everything will align. Your breakthrough will arrive, and you'll be ready for it. Until then, trust the timing, trust the process, and have faith that everything is unfolding exactly the way it should. When you trust in God's timing, you will have peace. And with that peace, success is not a question of if, but when. And when it comes, it will come in abundance, beyond anything you could have imagined.